It's so windy today, I keep thinking my door is going to come down, and I really hope it does not. As I go on, I appear to be slowly introducing you to different parts of my house. So today I'm sat on the floor in my living room just because I thought, why not? Thank you for coming back if you have watched my videos before, and welcome if you are new here. I'm Penny, I work in HR, and I like to talk about work quite a lot. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should consider turning down a job offer. If you are offered a job, obviously huge congratulations. However, just because you've been offered it doesn't necessarily mean you want to accept it, which is exactly what I'm talking about today. So let's get on with it. So I'm not sure how this first one's going to sound, but you really may just not like the feel of the place. Sometimes the vibe, for no better word, is just not right and you don't really connect with the environment that the new job was in. Sometimes our gut and our brain can have a bit of an argument because it may be a really sensible job, but you just didn't like the feel of it. If you think about it, you're currently at the stage where that employer is going to try to impress you the most because they want you on board. So if at this stage you're already having doubts that it may not be the right sort of feel for you, then it definitely won't be. If at this high sell the company stage you're already thinking, not quite right, then their practice is going to completely underwhelm you. There's no point starting in a place like this because the likelihood is in the next couple of months you're going to want to leave anyway. So you may as well keep looking for this right role rather than accepting one that just does not feel right from the get-go. My next reason is that the job isn't exactly what you thought it was. There are 2 different reasons why this may come up. The first one is relatively innocent, which is where from the interview you just realise that you and the employer are not on the same page. So maybe your opinion on what that job should be doing are just different, which is fine and happens. However, sometimes it's not so innocent and it's the employer directly advertising the role incorrectly to attract a certain kind of candidate. Whichever reason that this has come up for you are completely legitimate reasons to turn down the job. Finding out that you're on a different page to the company just happens sometimes, and it's better to address it earlier on and be honest with them about it than accept a job you're not sure of. However, if a job is misadvertised, seriously, completely turn it down. It doesn't matter how good it is, it doesn't matter how much they're trying to pay you. Seriously though, if a job is misadvertised, run. There's a reason they're misadvertising it. If they couldn't get people advertising honestly, there's probably something really wrong with that job. Probably that the role is complete crap that no one wants to do, including you. Bit of a personal story here. Back in my marketing days, I actually applied and went for an interview for a social media executive job. This is exactly what I've been doing and was training for at the time, and I went for an interview at a kind of car sales servicing place. Most people call that a garage. So I got invited to the interview. It looked really interesting, not too far from my house, ticked all the normal boxes. However, it became very apparent very quickly within the interview that they had no intention of hiring a social media executive. They were essentially looking for a receptionist to sit on their front desk while going through an extensive list of numbers trying to get these people to come in for a service or to try and sell them a car. If you didn't know, this is also known as cold calling and is part of the reason I quit my recruitment job. Because they also wanted someone to post on their Twitter and their Facebook, that's where they whacked the social media executive in. It was not a social media executive role. In fact, it was very far from one. They clearly had just whacked that job title on because they thought they'd get better people for it. And to be fair, I wouldn't have gone for the job interview if it was a receptionist cold calling role. So they got me there for the interview, so I guess it technically worked. However, they offered me the job and I said no because I really was not interested in that job. I gave honest feedback and said I don't really think it's a social media executive role and I don't think is what I want to be doing. I wanted to work somewhere that utilised my skills and experience far more than they were going to. This is where I ended up going into recruitment by complete accident, and I probably used more social media there. And social media was not a part of my job description. Okay, this one's a little bit different, but sometimes an amazing interviewing company can make you think, I don't want to do this anymore. You can walk out of an interview completely rethinking your life, and this is totally cool and you shouldn't ignore the fact that you're thinking this. For all you know, you could apply and go for an interview for a particular role in a company that you've been doing for ages, and then leave saying, I want to work for this company, but I want to do something else. This could come directly from the interview, so you realise that you don't like what you're doing, so want to change, or you would just think, oh, this thing that they've mentioned could be interesting for me as well. Or it could completely come from within you, so you may have been thinking about a career change for a while, and after this one interview you just think, no, it is time. If you did really like the company, it may be worth seeing if they are advertising any other roles in areas that you are interested in, for roles that you're of course suitable for. Otherwise, it may just mean a complete restart of your job search, which will take a bit of time, but if it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do. I am actually planning a full career changes, things you need to know video. However, it is worth noting that if you do decide you want to try something completely different, you may kind of have to start again in your career. You may have transferable skills and have kind of right attitude, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the employer will see that from just your CV. You can be very senior in one area and have to completely start at an entry-level job, so that is something to consider as well. It can be the right decision, but you do need to think hard about it. The next point is you all being strong and independent and knowing your worth, which is that you have not been offered what you want. Being offered a job does not necessarily mean they're giving you what you want or what you deserve. I have made a video all about salaries and how to work out what you should be on. And once you have worked out what you realistically want to be earning, you don't have to move from that. Since I've been working in HR, we've always been in a very, very candidate-led, tight labour market. We're having a bit of a dip at the moment, but I hope that it goes back up. A tight labour market is essentially where there are loads and loads of jobs and not enough candidates to fill the jobs. So the candidates can be a lot more fussy. So in these situations, companies have to offer more in the hope that the candidates pick them. Even in candidate-led markets, this does not stop some companies from lowballing the hell out of you. Firstly, if they're not going to give you what you want, then what's the point? If they offer you less than you want, but you do like the job, you can of course negotiate this. However, I do think it's worth mentioning that a company who lowball you probably aren't even worth negotiating with. They are saying that you are not worth the amount you want. They are undervaluing you. So if you do negotiate and get them up to that higher salary, they're probably going to have crazy expectations of you and never, ever, ever consider you for a pay rise. Even if you love the company, do of course take this into consideration. My last point is incredibly relevant to this whole candidate-led market as well, which is you may have just been offered something better. In a tight labour market, you may well be going to a hell of a lot of interviews. In fact, over my many years of recruitment now, I have never met a single person who goes for one interview. There's a lot of jobs about, and especially in high demand industries, I'm sure you'll be offered more than one role. If this does happen, congratulations, you've got choice and you can use this as a negotiating technique if you wish. So you may have just been offered a job that is better for you at this time. I'm not saying that you'll be offered a job with way more money or way more benefits. You might just be offered a role in a different company that you just like more. I am a firm believer that you need to enjoy your job even a little bit and get some kind of job satisfaction. So if you think you may get that more somewhere else, or it's a better company that you'll have better opportunities, it may be worth considering this over a different job offer. If this is the case, please give honest feedback to the recruiters of whoever you turn down. Even though they'll be disappointed that you're not accepting the role, they will really appreciate your honest feedback. Seriously, they will. We love it. It means they may be able to negotiate a higher salary to attract better candidates. They might be able to reinvent the job description either, and it will make the role more attractive to future candidates as well. And remember, you'll be that future candidate one time, so you may land yourself better roles if other people are doing this. Cool, so they are my 5 reasons that you may want to consider turning down that job offer. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I make all sorts of videos about work, so make sure to subscribe if you would like to see more from me. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.